I saw Nicolas Cage grab his own testicle after it got exploded off of his. Oh boy. It's probably the weirdest thing I saw in this movie. Salutations, everyone. I'm Niru and welcome back to another Niru at the Movies. Tonight's movie is Prisoners of the Ghostland. This movie came out probably a week ago, or I don't know, like a few days probably. And no, it was a week, yeah. And I was really interested into seeing this. There was a lot of Nicolas Cage movies I haven't seen yet that came out this year. I mean, I saw one of them, which was Willy's Wonderland, and I was planning to post a review on that on this channel, but then, I waited too long, I procrastinated, I got into that downward spiral where I didn't feel like working at all, and it's no longer relevant to talk about that movie anymore. I did enjoy it, by the way, but it was kind of silly, kind of weird. I hated a few things about that movie, mainly the dumbass teenagers that were cliches from a slasher film. And yeah, it did feel like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of like movie, but honestly pretty interesting at the same time. Seeing Nicolas Cage do a movie where he doesn't talk and let his expressions and insanity flow free in this film. And there's another movie that's out that I would love to talk about, and it's called Pig, because, hearing Nicolas Cage say, "Where's my pig?" is is something to behold, by yourself. But anyway, what is Prisoners of the Ghostland? To me, I think it's a very experimental kind of film. At least that's what I feel like. It's very artistic, to say the least, for a movie that was put in Sundance, basically. So, this is a movie for the indie directors, not a movie that you would normally see in the movie theater, but something you see that came out on DVD or was at an indie festival, and then you were like, yeah, that was pretty cool. And that's it. Do I hate it? No. Do I think there could have been stuff better about it? Probably. I don't know. It felt very it felt really cool seeing the whole set design and this whole world that they build in this movie. Like, it was a combination of a Western, Japanese samurai kind of like wanderer Ronin film, and it really had that style. It had like a neo western kind of feel to it, with all the guns, samurai swords, like the katanas and everything, and all the looks and how people dress. Yet there's still technology being used here, but it looks like they're in a small village setting. It's not they're in the old west, or in a old Japan type decade, but it's surrounded by a bunch of technology, cell phones, cars, guns, basically. And that was basically what it had. And I did love how interesting it was, the nice little neon lights on cars and everything, the nice little small village settings in places, even the ghost town is very cool as well. It looked very interesting, very run down, kind of like an apocalyptic kind of setting, like they're in some kind of purgatory they cannot escape from, which I thought was pretty cool. Even the whole ghosts that they were being trapped by were pretty cool designs as well, especially how creepy the prisoners in their generic looking striped prison outfits are like moving like they are the fucking Kayako from The Grudge, and they're like spiders, and it was like so fucking freaky to see, especially this one character who looks like a burned kind of like a Freddy Krueger looking kind of guy, but if Freddy Krueger was a prisoner and looks like kind of like Ray Liotta. I will give credit to like Nicolas Cage. He does not half-ass it. Nicolas Cage will always bring 110% to a performance. He'll always go crazy. He'll always go insane. He'll do anything to make you laugh or show how crazy and wide-eyed and just absolute batshit he is during his performance. And he does it pretty well, especially when I said that once one of his testicles blow up because he's wearing a suit, that if he ever harms this governor's granddaughter in any way, one of the explosives on his leather jacket will explode and hurt him. And he lost a ball and he lost an arm. And it is really so silly seeing Nicolas Cage have one of his balls get exploded, and he is like screaming in pain, holding the bloodied up testicle that he had that got detached, and he's like screaming, going nuts. It's hilarious. Especially one scene I love where he technically did like an Ash from Evil Dead 2 situation where he attaches a blade to his like now destroyed arm. But no, who else had that? I know someone else had like an arm that was exploded or cut off, and they replaced it with this huge blade. I don't remember what movie it was, but I know there's a movie that did that. God, I am so terrible at remembering what movies done certain things. But he was fighting all like the guys with guns and all the samurai as well, and cutting them up bit by bit pieces, and it was pretty cool, actual good fight scene. And I'm surprised there were like minimal cuts to his fight scenes, especially with Sofia Boutella, which Sofia Boutella is a pretty damn good actor. I'm not gonna lie. I liked her in the Mummy movie, and she was fine in that. I mean, the movie was bad, but she seemed like she was giving a great performance in that film, but sadly there was not a good script to go for it. And and also, like, you know, with Kingsman, when she was playing one of the Samuel Jackson's henchmen, or in Atomic Blonde, where she was helping Charlize Theron. I've seen her in a few movies that I liked her in, and I do enjoy her. She's a great, wonderful actor. And she did a great job with the action when she's fighting with her own katana and attacking a few of the samurai that went after her. I really like that. Especially there was like so minimal cuts. And there was like one tracking like shot where she's like fighting two guys, and she shows how much she's very flexible and how she could like move and like kick and kill like all the guys with such ease, and I love that. And she does a great job with her performance as well, because you see like there's like a tragic backstory with her, especially with this performance that she's done, that she has shown like how tortured she is, how much in pain she is, and you see how she's trying to hide it, but then releases it all out when she cries because, you know, finding out that Cage was someone that Cage is a guy who regrets that he's the reason why she lost someone, or why she got shot in her leg in a past encounter they had together, and he feels regret, but he wants to go and atone for his sins, to go and try and be a hero and help everyone that is trapped in the Ghostland, and also try to bring justice for her by killing the governor of this said samurai town. And I really did enjoy a few of that. I did enjoy a lot of things from that, but there are with the characters, but The story is very, kind of basic, kind of paint by numbers in a way. Uh, it does start off where it was doing a little fake out where you see Nicolas Cage rob a bank with his best friend. And then you get this little cliche thing like, oh, he's been arrested for a bunch of crimes he didn't commit. Like they said, he killed all the people in the bank and he killed a small innocent child. But you already know the twist, you already know the cliche because the movie really did point it out to you, yet it acts like you don't know what happened. And you find out what the twist was about who killed the people in the bank. You're like, yeah, what a fucking shock. We already knew. You really just explained it the hell out of us by pointing it out so obviously. We already know what happened. Like, it's not a fucking shock. It's not a very action film. It's very more dramatic heavy, which I'm not complaining about. But the way the trailer marketed this movie, I feel like is technically a lie because it's more of like it's a dramatic film, more about character development, showing Nicolas Cage trying to redeem himself in a way, especially with another character called Yoshijiro, but I don't know if he ever redeemed himself or lost his way, It was kind of giving mixed signals that you don't know what the hell was going on. The governor, the old man, he just felt very generic to me, very like, oh, look at him, he's obviously the villain kind of like character, where they're trying to make it sound like, oh, I miss my granddaughter, but you clearly know from the beginning of the movie that his granddaughter, well, in quotations, granddaughter, was fucking like trying to escape this town because it felt like a prison to her. So it just doesn't kind of mesh well because you're not left with anything to hold you any tension. Yeah, sure, there's the tension of like, are they ever going to escape the Ghostland? But then you already know that they are going to. But then again, I was surprised how they escaped. Because I thought it was going to be difficult, like they had to go through this, like they had to go through a lot of these ghosts, they had to fight them. They don't. Like, it was super easy. Barely an inconvenience, mind you. And it was just like, huh? That simple? Like, okay. And then the actual climax fight happens in the samurai town, which is a really good fight scene. And that's pretty much it about the movie. I wasn't disappointed. I just felt like this movie was structured odd. Like, it didn't care if it was trying to hide anything. It didn't care if it was trying to surprise you with twists and turns and everything. It didn't try anything to keep you invested. I mean, there were some points like, oh yeah, I didn't notice that Cage actually knew the girl before he was tasked to save her. And that was only the one thing that happened. The rest of it, you kind of know where it's going, and it doesn't keep you invested that long. I mean, the only thing that kept me invested in the movie is because I love the look of the outfits, the costumes, the sets. I loved everything. The look of this movie is amazing. It's beautiful. I love it. But I just wish that the story could have been a bit better, or at least something different that would have, made me want to watch this movie a second time. But sadly, it doesn't. It just leaves me like, it was fine. It was a movie I watched and probably not going to see again. It's not like with Mandy. With Mandy, I really did enjoy that film. Sure, I never saw it again. It's only a movie I would watch on occasion, but it was an interesting film where you didn't know that the film was going to start slowly to develop the two characters that actually care about each other until we finally get into the insanity that is the rest of the movie, with Cage going ballistic on demon biker gangs and a sadistic cult. It doesn't go there until like after you endured the movie for like half an hour, I think, or 20 minutes, until it finally goes all hell breaks loose, you know? I mean, I could have wished it was better. I could have wished it was more over the top even. But, you know, I got what I got. I say like Cage piqued my interest. Like Nicolas Cage is the one that delivered, and I was like, you know what? That's cool. I like that. Cage delivered something that I actually enjoyed and for a good while, but you know, you need more than just Nicolas Cage in a nice looking movie to make me want to recommend it to people, because I don't think anyone else would watch this. If everyone's going in wanting an action movie or something over the top and crazy, you're gonna get that, but you gotta be very patient with it. For the audience that are not like, you know, big moviegoers and they're just the little like occasional movie watcher, I don't think they're gonna enjoy it. I think they're just gonna be bored with all the talking, dialogue, and all the slow pace of the film. They're just gonna turn off instantly. So I can't recommend it for everyone. But if you're looking forward to something weird like this, in some ways, you're gonna get it in most cases. But you know, who am I to say? Maybe you'll enjoy it. I give Prisoners of the Ghostland a 4.8 out of 10. Yeah, that seems like a fair enough score. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Come and check out my podcast with Godzilla on a Skateboard, the Coast to Coast cast. We're going to be posting videos every Friday each week, so be sure to check us out if you want to. Just follow the link in the description, and I'll see you, everyone, in the next video. Ciao, darlings.
Ow, ow, ow! Ow! Ow!